Las Vegas is known as an entertainment capital, but Las Vegas also has some secrets that we're going to unlock. Come with me as I sneak through some bookshelves, janitor closets, and underground tunnels to reach a world of themed clubs and excellent cocktails. These are my favorite secret bars in Las Vegas, also known as speakeasies.
Speakeasy started during the 1920s Prohibition era, so what a better way to kick off this speakeasy tour than to start at the underground here at the Mob Museum.
If you're a fan of true crime, conspiracies, and cocktails, the Mob Museum is the place for you. You've got to come check out the Mob Museum, even if you're not going to the Speakeasy. It's located downtown in an old courthouse and post office and has several floors to help you understand the history of organized crime. You even get a little history about Las Vegas and how it came to be in the middle of the desert. We went through hundreds of artifacts and immersive exhibits to learn how organized crime and speakeasies came together and how they affected American society. They even have interactive experiences like a scavenger hunt, a crime lab, a distillery tour and tasting, and a firearm training simulator. When you're done fighting crime, head down to the basement with the right password and flash back to the 1920s. Once inside, you'll find a cute little underground bar with lots of memorabilia direct from the 1920s. You continue to learn about the Prohibition era down here while you sip your cocktails, and you might even find some secret hidden rooms behind picture frames. So down here in the underground, their signature cocktails are based on either Prohibition era facts or famous people during that time. We got two specialty drinks. One of them is based on like small batch kits that were given to people to make their own alcohol at home, and they would mix it with their tap water from their bathtub. It's called the Bathtub Fizz. This one has two different types of gin, Aperol, sugar, lemon, egg whites, and bitters. Jeff got the Marlowe. It's bourbon, sherry, blackberry, lemon, and rosemary. And a lot of these are served in a cute book. Your bartender tells you to enjoy your reading because remember, it's the 20s and alcohol is illegal, so you gotta sneak it when you can get it. Now, you don't have to go around to the back of the building to get to the underground, but I think it's more fun. If you want, you can just take the elevator down to the basement, follow along the hallway until you reach the underground. The password changes weekly and is very easy to find. Just log on to the Mob Museum's website, click password. This week, it's Razzmatazz.
If you find this video helpful and are able to support my work, consider joining my Patreon or YouTube channel membership. Members get early access to videos and other perks. If a membership isn't your thing, show your support with a one-time donation using the Super Thanks button or the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description. As always, free ways to support the channel include becoming a subscriber and hitting that like button. Thank you so much for your support, and let's get back to the video.
Our next speakeasy on this list is at Mandalay Bay. It may look like just an unassuming bookshelf in the wall, but it leads to a really cool bar set in the 1920s Prohibition era of New Orleans. 1923 Prohibition bar's specialty is an old fashions, and they are one of our favorite cocktails to drink. I went with a classic old fashioned, and it features Nevada's own Smoke Wagon Straight Bourbon. Jeff opted for the Maple Bacon Old Fashioned. It has Old Major's Bacon Bourbon, maple syrup, and a John Henry's Maple Bacon Rim. A couple other ones I hear are really good is the Butter Pecan Old Fashioned with Buffalo Trace Bourbon and pecan-infused syrup, and the PB&J Old Fashioned with Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, seasonal preserves, and a graham cracker rim.
During the weekends, you might see a hostess out front. That's fine. You shouldn't need a reservation during the daytime, but I would say if you're going to come here later in the evening or at night, definitely make sure you get a reservation at least a couple of weeks ahead of time because they will get packed up. But yeah, the atmosphere in here is really fun. So if you want to feel like you're drinking at a speakeasy in the 1920s, I recommend coming to 1923 Prohibition at Mandalay Bay. My next one on this list is a little off the strip, but I would argue well worth the drive. It is Mas Por Favor, and I think this is the one I'm most excited about simply for the theming.
A 10-minute ride off the Las Vegas Strip will easily get you some of the best food and creative theming on this list. Take a walk down a long tunnel and enter a Spanish cave with a Dia de los Muertos experience. We came in December and enjoyed a Nightmare Before Christmas theme.
The reason I'm so excited about this speakeasy is because Mas Por Favor is kind of based on this like underground tunnel cartel theme. And that extends all the way to their signature cocktails and foods. Jeff and I went for a couple of signature cocktails here. This one is called El Borracho. It's got Blanco tequila, pamplemousse liqueur, lime juice, and fever tree citrus tonic. But the cutest thing about it is that it is served in this like little glass bottle inside a brown paper sack. And just so you know, most of the drinks here, or at least the specialty cocktails, are tequila based. Of course, if there's a drink that you're looking for, I'm sure the bartender can make it for you. They've got a wide variety. But as far as their specialty cocktails, you're going to be looking at a lot of tequila. Then the drink that I went with, it's not as themed as that one that Jeff got, but it's equally as beautiful. This is the Matador. This is silver tequila, pineapple juice, lime juice, and Angostura bitters. I'm not normally like a tequila girl, but this is very fresh and light and just refreshing, especially if you're like here during the summer in the desert heat. This one would really cool you off. Now back to Jeff's drink. Again, this is tequila based. That one is very good, but you can definitely taste the bitters. Like similar, like if you were going to drink a. This one's cute, but this one is refreshing and delicious.
We also got a shot whose presentation might be a little controversial.
Your mom's gonna freak out.
My mom is gonna freak out.
This is called the Disco. It's Casamigos Blanco, pineapple vinegar, orgeat, lime, and mint, and it's served on cardboard with party favors.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read off the menu because we got 6 tacos. One of the first ones we got is this one right here. This is the pho ken taco. This is kimchi slaw hoisin pulled chicken in a wonton shell, which I think is really cool. Second one we got is like a Philly cheesesteak type take. This is called the Fresh Prince. This is steak, peppers, white cheddar, mushrooms, onions in a puffy tortilla. This one here I'm gonna have to hold up because it's like on an open face. This is the MFing Mac Daddy. Toasted sesame seed bun, ground beef, burger sauce, lettuce, tomato, onion, and American cheese. This one's the Muy Caliente. It's chipotle sauce, flaming hot Cheeto crumbles, sour cream, white cheddar, and you can get it with your choice of protein, and I chose chicken because I thought chicken sounds good with all of those things. This one's called the Cheesin'. This is ground beef, white cheddar, nacho cheese, pico sour cream, and it's in a fried cheese shell. And the last one we got is one that Jeff ordered called the Taiko. This is a scallion pancake, crispy steak, sweet chili, cabbage, and cilantro. So 6 tacos for us to try. Give us a second, I'll be back and we'll tell you our favorites. Another thing to keep in mind, I highly encourage getting a reservation. We scheduled a reservation at 3 p.m. when they open. If it wasn't for us having the reservation in advance, we would still be out there waiting in the line for first come, first serve. Also note, you have an hour-and-a-half time limit maximum that you can spend in here. You can't just sit here and linger and lollygag. As far as our tacos that I loved the Muy Caliente, and I think as far as protein, I mean, chicken's just my jam, but I think chicken plays very well on that taco. I also loved the pho ken taco. It just had that kind of sweet but savory taste to it. It was just so delicious, and I loved the wonton shell. For Jeff, he says that the Cheesin' was his favorite out of all the ones he got. So all in all, we absolutely loved Mas Por Favor. I think if you're coming to Las Vegas, I would tell anybody to hit this place up. If you can't even get into the Speakeasy, that's fine. It's a taqueria in the front, so definitely come and get some tacos. You can get anything on the same menu that's in the Speakeasy. You can get out here in front in the taqueria area. So if you didn't get reservations, or maybe you don't have time to do the full Speakeasy
Speakeasy experience, still hit this place up for the tacos. They're so amazing. We didn't have anything here that wasn't yummy. The theming is fun and on point. The food is delicious. I think if you're not coming to Mas Por Favor during your trip to Las Vegas, you're not doing Las Vegas right. Our next Speakeasy is hidden in the back of the Block 16 food hall here at the Cosmopolitan. Just look for maybe an unassuming door, maybe with a donkey on it. That's where you're gonna find the Ghost Donkey.
Ghost Donkey has a max capacity of only 27 people, and even just an hour after opening, you can see it was very packed. Their specialty cocktails are mezcal tequila focused, so we tried a mezcal old fashioned and a watermelon basil margarita. We ended up having to leave quite quickly because it was just too crowded to enjoy it. Everybody was constantly bumping up against you. I wanted to check out the truffle nachos, but we didn't get a chance.
Okay, so full disclosure, not my favorite bar we've been to tonight. It's very tiny. There's a max capacity of 27 people. I said 27 people, and we were beyond that. I can tell you for sure there were more than 27 people on there, or at least it felt like it. If you can get to Ghost Donkey when they first open in the afternoons, like right now it's at 4 p.m., try that so that it's not so busy and you can, you know, kind of have time to think about what you want to order. So we're gonna hit up our next place. Hopefully the drinks, we'll like them better there. Our next secret bar is one of the newer ones to Las Vegas, and that is the Ski Lodge inside Super Frico here at the Cosmopolitan.
Ski Lodge has a fun 80s ski lodge theme. The music is loud, but it's okay because it's those awesome hits from the 80s you won't be able to stop singing. Think Brat Pack, Duran Duran with a ski lodge vibe. Even their specialty cocktails are winter theme, and we tried 2 of their hot options. Jeff went for the hot buttered Barumpa Rum Rum. It's got Gosling's rum, nonino, butter, almond honey, and allspice, and it comes with a marshmallow to dunk. I got a drink called Make the Yuletide Gay. It's got Applejack, Rittenhouse Rye, Benedictine, nonino, ginger lime, lemon, and clove. We also tried out the S'mores Mountain Campfire Kit, and this was so much fun. It comes with a little campfire pot that your waitress will light for you, and everything on this board is made in-house. So it's house-made spiced graham crackers, milk chocolate bars, vanilla marshmallows, and you roast them on your own and put them together and make the cutest little s'mores. And I loved that the spiced graham crackers look like little penguins. Definitely check out this campfire kit when you come to the ski lodge. We got to come in December, so they had the ski lodge decked out in all of this Christmas decor, and I believe the menu changes for the season, so if you get to come here, let me know what you end up getting off the menu. Oh yeah, and if you and a bunch of your friends want to take a shot at the same time, you can get a shot ski.
The ski lodge is very small, so similar to Ghost Donkey, where I think the max capacity in that one was like 27. The max capacity in ski lodge is only 46 people technically, and it fills up quickly. So I highly recommend get here at like 4:30, 4:45 because Super Frico and ski lodge opens up at 5. We are here at the Barbershop. This is a secret, not so secret bar in the back end of a real life barbershop where you can get your hair cut. I'm about 2 drinks in. Let me rewind and tell you how we got here.
The Barbershop is another fun speakeasy found inside the Cosmopolitan. Stop by to get a clean shave and a haircut, and then exit through the janitor closet to find craft cocktails and live music. This speakeasy is absolutely gorgeous inside with dark wood, plush leather couches, and just a hint of sparkle. I recommend getting a spot in line to be one of the first guests, and you just might get a little fun education from the experienced bartenders about the drinks you'll be sipping. I started out with an oak and smoke. It's Remy Martin rye whiskey, vanilla orgy, Angostura bitters, Pashad's bitters, smoked clove, and smoked oak chip garnish. Jeff went with the bartender's favorite, Oil and Ore. This one had Wild Turkey Long Branch, Averna, Grand Marnier, Orange Bitters, and Angostura Bitters. Then I moved on to one called the Black Beauty, and this was my favorite. It had Bullet Bourbon, strawberry syrup, lemon juice, honey, and Pashad's bitters. I especially loved this bar because the lead bartender created these drinks and can tell you everything about them. They're also very skilled at helping you find a drink if you're not really sure what you want. We came early and got into the Speakeasy to sit at the bar for free, but if you want a table or you want to come after 9, I recommend making reservations. While I enjoyed the theming of Mas Por Favor and Ski Lodge better, the Barbershop easily has the very best drinks we had on our trip.